Pantoufleee! Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video, and we are about to review all the premiums in the game because, as you all know, the Black Friday is here, and I received a couple of messages of people asking me which tanks are worthy and stuff, so I decided to answer everyone with one quick video, and so you don't have to ask anymore, you will have to just refer to this video. And to make it more simple, I will probably put a timeline. I'm gonna do nation per nation, so it's easier for you to know which part of the video is the most interesting for you. So let's not lose too much time and jump directly into it. So first we're gonna talk about the T28 Htc. So for me the tank is not worth it. Honestly, I don't think that's the tank you want to have, but I know that it had been buffed and some people like it, so I would say it's average, but for me you have much worthy premiums to start with before going for the T28 Htc. So the M60, it will definitely not be in the event, so maybe I'm not gonna, you know what, I'm not gonna talk about it because I know it's not gonna be part of the event. Next, the T26 E4, it's a regular tank you have in the tech tree, so yeah, it's worth it, but as you can have it anytime, maybe the best time of the year to get it is not the Black Friday, because you have special offers, and you will have soon others offers that are much worth it, I guess. T95 E2, not worth it, it sucks. M6 XP, yes, it's worth it. I already talked about it in my guest Black Friday tanks video. T34 and T34 7076, yes, these tanks are worth it, but as I said already for the T26 E4, these tanks are in the tech tree, so maybe it's not the best time of the year to get them, because okay, you will have reduction on them, but maybe the discount you're gonna apply is not as worth as the different tanks you can have. For example, if we follow with the Chrysler K, I would rather play Chrysler K than a T34. So yeah, the Chrysler K is definitely worth it. I don't really need to say why, it's OP. T28 Defender, it's worth it. It's worth it because you will gain a lot of money with it, and the auto-loader mechanism on the T28, it's funny. So no, Bulldog, it's me enriching tanks, so we're not gonna talk about it. T23 Tech 3 tank, but still worth it. Worth it only if you're a pro player. If you're not, don't go for it, because yeah, that's gonna be difficult, I guess. M6 A2 E1, not worth it because you have the XP, which is better. Ram 2, definitely worth it, one hell of a tank, really a great one. T14, I would say not worth it. It's funny, it has armor, you will have a lot of fun with it, but the mobility, meh, no. Just because of the mobility, I would say not worth it. And T61, not worth it. So, 3 minutes and a half always. Okay, fine. I think now we can go for the German tanks. The German Tech 3, KPZ M41 90mm, it's worth it. It's basically a premium RU. E75 TS. The gun is great, the armor is great if you know how to angle. Now, definitely worth it as well. Tankenstein, I don't know why they put the Tankenstein here, just because Tankenstein seems to be a German name, I guess. Tankenstein, it's funny. I will not say it's worth it, but it's funny, and that's the funny part that makes it worth to get. But you have definitely better tanks to get before this one. After KPZ, honestly, it's fun. I would not say it's worth it, just fun. Because having a big gun at tier 9, it's original, and that's what makes it interesting to play. Panzer 58 mods, definitely not worth it, sorry. Lava, it's worth it. Even if it's a Tech 3 tank, I would definitely recommend to you to get it, because really it's a great one. Next, VK 16801P, not worth it. It's basically a mouse Brescia, but at tier 8. But no. The tank is not worth it. It's slow. You will not have fun with this. So no, definitely not. Scorpion G, of course, worth it. That's one of the greatest tier 8s ever, so yeah, definitely worth it. Yak Tiger 88, Tech 3 tank, so we're not really gonna talk about it, but I think in my opinion that it's worth it. Panther M10, not worth it. VK4503, not worth it. E25, definitely worth it. Great tank, one hell of a tank, and it's so funny, so if you have the chance to get it, get it. Panzer 4S, just because of the atomic gun this tank has, definitely worth it. Honestly, you will have so much fun at tier 6 with this. Tiger 131, it's basically the same as the Kuromori Min, so I would say not worth it, honestly. Not worth it, because, okay, having a tier 6 Tiger is fun and stuff, but you have definitely better tanks to get at tier 6. Dicker Max Tech 3 tank, as always, only for skillful player, but if you have skill, it's worth it, honestly. Group 38D, not worth it, honestly, not worth it. Panzer 54, it's worth it, and T25, it's worth it. Now we are about to talk the Russians. Yeah, the Russian Tech 3. I'm I'm thinking everyone here is gonna be great. So for the IS-5, it's a bit different because you can acquire the tank through the tier 10 stronghold or something. I don't remember the exact name, so I'm not gonna talk about it because it's only 1.5k gold. So of course it's worth it for tier 8 premium. IS-6 at the time of his glory, when it was a couple of updates ago, I would say it's definitely worth it, but now the tank is outdated. It's totally outdated by the new premiums that are coming, so no, not worth it at all. Next, K91, not worth it. T54 Mod 1, it's a bit the same as the IS-6. You still have a great armor at the front, but with all the premiums that are coming out of the shop with the penetration upgrade and stuff, it's not. It doesn't have the same armor as in the good old days. Here you will probably get shot by a lot of tanks, and as Wargaming decided to put a lot of heavily armored tanks at tier 8, I truly think that now, I would not say it's not worth it, I would just say that the tank is average. T44 100, not worth it. KV5, because of the big cupolas, not worth it. Even if it's one of my best tier 8 premiums, I really love my KV5, but recommending it to you would be a bad choice of mine. So no, you don't want to have it. Object 252U, it's a great tank. It's a great tank for the mobility, for the armor and stuff. But god damn it, the gun, man, 13.2 seconds of reload. So I would say it's average. It's average, average plus. It's good. It's good. So I will not say it's not worth it, but I don't find it interesting because of the reload time. But it's worth it. Next, IS-3 Defender, you already know the tank, of course it's worth it. It's not gonna be here, it's gonna be at Blitz Fair, 100% sure. But yeah, the tank is worth it. IS-2SH, not worth it. IS-2 130, I would say it's worth it as long as you like having original gameplay. What makes it really fun is the premium ammunition here, the armor piercing, allowing you to shoot with a bigger alpha damage. That's what makes it funny. So if you are up for an ISU that shoot every 8 seconds or 9 seconds, I can't remember, 530 alpha damage, it's basically the same gun as the SU-100Y, so yeah, it's funny, honestly. Next, the Rudy, it's not gonna be here, I guess, or maybe it could actually. Oh no, it's already here with the bundles. Where are they? Oh, I can't find the bundles. Yeah, the container collection. I think you can have the Rudy from here. Yeah, you can. So yeah, the Rudy is definitely worth it. That's one hell of a tank. So yeah, if you can, go for it. IS-2 1945, it's basically an IS premium, but a better version of the IS, because as you can see at the front here, we have we don't have the same weak spots. Here you clearly have a better armor, so yeah, it's worth it. ISU 122S, I love it, but I'm gonna say it's not worth it because the gameplay is a bit of a struggle if you don't know everything you have to know about the game, especially the maps. SU-1 to 244, definitely worth it, but it's a Tech 3 tank, so maybe wait until the 29th of November to know if you take it or not. Loza Sherman, not worth it. T34 85 Victory, worth it. SU-100Y, it's basically the same as the SU-130, but at tier 6 you will have a long reload, but the mobility, the big gun, you're gonna be able to one-shot a lot of tier 5, so yeah, it's definitely worth it and it's too much fun. Matilda 4, not worth it. At tier 5 you still have better tanks to get. Churchill 3, not worth it as well. And the SU-85E, nah, not worth it. Now, let's talk a bit about the British Tech Tree. So, the British Chieftain, if it's part of the event, of course it's worth it because it's broken. The Chieftain. I know it just had been buffed, so, and I didn't play it, so I don't know if the buff is really effective, but if the buff is effective, the tank is worth it. But, no, I don't think, no, you know what, no. Don't take the risk, guys, don't take the risk here. You still have really better tanks to get at tier 8 than the Chieftain, even if the buff is effective, so no, don't mind me, sorry. Let's just say it's not worth it. Next, the Heavy 201 A45, I would say at tier 7 you have so much broken tanks such as the Smasher and stuff that mostly all Tech 3 tanks, all premiums Tech 3 tanks are worthless compared to a Smasher or a Dracula or even Helsing. So I would say not worth it. Same for the AT-15A, and plus it's a Tech 3 tank. AC4 Sentinel, definitely not worth it, and you can still have it in the containers. So I would say wait to get it from the containers. Cromwell B, of course worth it, that's a hell of a tank, you really want to have it in your garage. Churchill MK6, even if it had been buffed, definitely don't go for it, this tank sucks. Tuck 2, I know a lot of people are gonna bash me for that, I hate the tank, it sucks, not worth it at all. Matilda Black Prince, same, Excelsior, same, and Angry Connor, it's an original gameplay, but for me, no, it's not worth it, honestly, you're gonna get bored pretty quickly. Next, the Chinese, there is the Chinook. The Japanese. I'm sorry for my Japanese community here. I'm a bit tired. Yeah, concerning the Chinook, it's a bit different. I would say if the tank for the tank itself it's not worth it because it's a regular tier 5, but you have to know that when Wargaming released the Chinook, they made a mistake and they accepted their mistakes and they didn't change it. This tank has the same credit coefficient as tier 8 premiums, which means with this one, when you do 1.2k damage, you will get 80,000 credits. And just for that, the Chinook is clearly worth it. But I don't know if they're gonna put it again in the shop. They put it only once. It was 2 years ago, since the beginning of my videos. So yeah, I don't think we are gonna see it again, but maybe we can still hope. Now let's talk a bit about the Chinese. So the 112 Glacial, as you have all the Russian OP tanks at tier 8, I would say it's not worth it. It's still a good tank, it's average, but when you take a premium tank, you expect it. No, you don't have to expect it to be OP, but Wargaming now makes us think that when they release a tier 8 premium, if it's not OP, it's not worth it. That's the spirit today, so I would say it's not worth it. 121 bits not gonna be there, so I'm not gonna talk about it. 59 Pathan, average, so not worth it. T34 3, it's basically a 1-to-1 at tier 8, so I would say no, you know what, no, not worth it just because of the playstyle. If they manage to maybe put 1 or 2 degrees more of gun depression, maybe I would say it's worth it, but here, no, definitely not. Type 59, I know the tank is overrated, everyone loves it just because it's the mighty Type 59, but it's not worth it by now. I mean, it's still a cool tank, but it's average, it's not OP. Here we only want to focus on tanks that are really worth it, and the Type 59 to me is not. WZ111, if you have the choice between both of them, just go for the 112 Glacial, it's better, but the WZ111 is not worth it. Next, the WZ112-2, definitely worth it, great armor, great gun, Everything is perfect on this tank. I really love it, so I would definitely recommend to get it. WZ121 FT, do I really need to talk about it? That's the best premium tank at tier 8 in my opinion. It's totally broken, so it's definitely worth it. Type 62, worth it as well if you have a knowledge on how to play light tanks, because depending on the map and the team composal, it's gonna be truly a great time for you or the worst of your life. But yeah, it's a great tank. You can still rely on its amazing gun, 4.9 second of reload for 220 alpha damage, which makes it one of the best DPM at tier 7. And the Type 64, I would say not worth it. Not worth it, but because the tank is every time Wargaming sell it, it's quite expensive. They didn't manage to sell it for low price, which should be the case because it's only a tier 6. They wanted to make it, I don't know why they want to make it pretty rare, but anyway, that's Wargaming choice. So no, I would say not worth it. Now let's talk about the French. Amx M449, definitely worth it. A hell of a tank, a great one. Amx 30 first prototype, worth it as well, but for skillful players only, or if you want to learn how to play the Amx 30B. But if you already have the Amx 30B, I would say try to learn how to play the Amx 30B with the Amx 30B, because it will allow you not to spend another 50 bucks for this one. So yeah, worth it only for skillful players. Next, the Lorraine Photon, same as the Amx 30 first prototype. It's worth it if you're a really good player, because this tank, you can do quite amazing things with this tank, because it's basically an Amx 50-100 with steroids, because you will be able to relocate quickly, but if you don't know how to relocate, you're gonna be pretty much useless to your team. Next, the Valorisé. I know the alpha damage had been buffed, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to make it worth it, so I'm gonna say not worth it. Amx Cdc depends on what you like and depends on your skill. If you're a skillful player, worth it. If you're a beginner, I would say not worth it, because this tank will not allow you to make any mistakes because of the armor, which is non-existent. Next, FCM 50 ton, definitely not worth it, and everyone just has it from the previous event. Wargaming gave it for free, and why did they give it for free? Because the playstyle of the FCM 50 ton is really hard to master. That's why they gave it to anyone, because they know it's not gonna be a game-breaking tank to give, and that's why you have access to it. And next, Amx 3057, not worth it, but I don't think they are gonna sell it anyway. And now, I don't know if I talk about this nation. Oh, you know what, we can finish with this, that's not a problem. So, T55A, basically a T54 premium. I love it, especially the penetration with the gold shell, so I'm gonna say it's worth it. 047, definitely worth it. That's one hell of a tank, and it's so rare that people don't know how to shoot on you. Pro tip here, you can penetrate these both little wings on the turret, and it's gonna do damage. Not only does it penetrate, it does damage as well. So if you face a 047, shoot right here and here, because you're not gonna be able to penetrate anything on the turret. Next, the Affen, I'm gonna say it's not worth it. Not worth it, no, definitely not worth it. Edelweiss, definitely worth it, one hell of a tank. Dracula, I don't even need to explain to you why it's OP, you clearly want to have one. M4FL10, I would say it's not worth it, it's average, and you can still have it with the coupons if you manage to, maybe 20 coupons. If you buy 2 tanks, you will get the tank here for free, so it's definitely a good offer. It means that if for example you take the WZ111 and the Chieftain T95, you can have the M4FL10 for free. So if you get it for free, that's worth it, of course. Next, the Wi-Fi VLC BIS, it sucks. So it sucks. It's average. It's average, so it's not really worth it. Lycan will not be here because it was the tank of the Halloween event, but it's still worth it. Vulcan, definitely not worth it, and I didn't see anyone bought the tank. I was really surprised because the world record is only 3000 damage, so maybe I'm gonna break it soon. I need to play it first, but Nameless, average. Honestly average, so not worth it. Lupus, definitely worth it. That's one hell of a tank, it's so funny. Helsing, I don't need to talk about it, really, you already know it's worth it. WZ Blaze, I know they changed it, but I still remain insecure about this tank. I think it's not worth it. Wi-Fi Firefly, not worth it. Wi-Fi T34, not worth it. STRV, they give it for free in a lot of events during the year, so I would say don't buy it and wait for these events. And we are done. I'm not gonna talk about collectors here, but whew, that was a quick highlight of all the worth it or not premiums of the garage. I know the video is a bit long because of course I had a lot of tanks to talk about, but we finally managed to get through them. So I hope it's gonna help you to know which tanks you want to buy from Black Friday, Blitz Fair and stuff. I will still do a video about my guess on Blitz Fair sell, but even if I'm pretty confident, unlike Black Friday, on what is going to be sold during the Black Friday, the Blitz Fair event. But anyway, for everyone who stayed till the end, thank you all for watching. I know it must be painful to see someone talk about his garage for 20 minutes straight. But thank you. I'm gonna put the timeline as a comment that I'm gonna pin, I guess, because I don't want you to suffer and have to go through the whole video if you're interested in only one tank. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget, you're not here to be better, but to be the best. And one last tip, I'm gonna do a video talking about the Black Friday total ripoff. So until my video that I'm gonna try to do today or maybe tomorrow, but I think today, I'm gonna talk about the black boxes, but please don't buy black boxes until my video is out, and you're gonna understand why, and you're gonna thank me for this, but wait for this. Anyway, don't forget, you're not here to be better, but to be the best. Pantoufleee, over.